Hi, my name's Michael and I'm an education presenter at the Parliament of Western Australia. In our previous video, we learned how to set up a classroom for a role play. Now, with the help of the Year 6 students from Toodyay District High School, we'll see how it's done. The role play they will be presenting, which is based on a real act of Parliament, is commonly called the Hoons Bill, and it focuses on confiscating the vehicles of people who drive dangerously on our roads. I'll leave you with the students.
Honourable members, the Speaker. A bill for an act to amend the Road Traffic Act 1974 to enable the impounding and confiscation of vehicles in certain circumstances.
Minister for Police and Emergency Services.
Madam Speaker, I move that the bill be now read a second time. This bill targets those people, commonly known as hoons, who threaten the lives of other road users by holding drag races and burnout competitions on our streets. The legislation defines the word reckless as driving above the speed limit by 45 kilometres or more. The bill also identifies reckless driving as racing another vehicle and attempting to break a speed record on a public road. Any P-plate driver convicted of these offences will lose their licence for 3 months and will need to resit and pass their test before driving again. Police will have the power to lock up the hoon driver's vehicle for 48 hours. For a second offence, the courts can impound vehicles for 3 months. If convicted twice in 5 years, the vehicle can be confiscated and sold with the government keeping the money. This is tough but fair legislation. I commend the bill to the House.
Hear, hear.
Madam Speaker.
Member for Murray Wellington.
Madam Speaker, I move that the debate be adjourned.
The question is that the debate be adjourned. Those in favour say aye.
Aye.
Those against say no. I think the ayes have it. The ayes have it.
At this point, the debate adjourns for 3 weeks to allow all members to understand the detail of the bill. So now the debate resumes.
Madam Speaker.
Member for Corrine.
Madam Speaker, the opposition will support this bill. The Minister is sending a clear message that we will not put up with hoonish behaviour. However, I ask the Minister, why is reckless driving set at 45 kilometres over the speed limit? Surely speeding by over 10 or 20 kilometres over the speed limit is still reckless.
People could argue in court that even though they are speeding by 20 kilometres an hour because the vehicle and road conditions were good, their driving was not reckless. However, at 45 kilometres over the limit, there is no doubt that the driver's behaviour is reckless.
Similar legislation to this works in Queensland. I commend the Minister for this plan.
Madam Speaker.
Member for Girraween.
Madam Speaker, I welcome this bill. People in my electorate have complained to me about the increase in reckless and dangerous driving in their area. Cars are mounting curbs and damaging letterboxes in people's property. Residents have begged me to seek government support to control this behaviour. These laws will radically improve the situation in our suburbs.
Madam Speaker.
Member for Ballajura.
Madam Speaker, this bill makes young people responsible for their actions. These are normal kids doing stupid things. The problem is that the stupid things they are doing endanger innocent lives. At speed meetings around industry sites in Malaga, they pour oil on the ground before doing burnouts to increase the smoke effects from their cars. However, when they leave, the oil remains on the ground. Big trucks deliver materials to those areas and it could cause a major disaster if they have to brake suddenly. I commend the legislation and the people of my electorate.
Madam Speaker.
Member for Warren Blackwood.
Let's not get too carried away with this bill. The Labor Party wants to be seen tough on crime, but its history does not show that. I support the legislation. However, I ask members of the Parliament to remember they were young once and probably did some of these foolish things when they were driving.
Never not on this side of the House.
Government's asleep at the wheel right now.
This law must be applied sensibly, and I would like to think police officers will use common sense.
Madam Speaker.
Member for Wagen.
Madam Speaker, the National Party will support this legislation. However, I have some questions relating to the cost of locking up, towing and storing vehicles. Will towing be charged at a flat rate everywhere? What if a car needs to be towed 80 kilometres in the country? Will a set rate or a scaled rate be charged to the owner? Also, locking up a vehicle after a hooning incident might give the police a good chance to inspect it.
Will the offending driver pay for these inspections and then be fined if modifications are found? These questions need consideration.
Madam Speaker.
Member for Inaloo.
Madam Speaker, I know from my work as a lawyer that home clients cannot care less if they are booked. The first thing they'll want to know is how long they can delay the trial. I had to tell them that if pleaded not guilty, the trial will not begin until 9 months later. After 9 months, they'll come back with another trick to delay the trial again, so it wouldn't impact on their lives. I applaud the Minister for introducing this bill.
Madam Speaker.
Minister for Police and Emergency Services.
Madam Speaker, it is great that the entire House has supported this bill. I think it is very good legislation and I believe that it will have a positive impact on the community. We do not want to punish people unfairly, we want to alter their behaviour. I thank the members involved for their speeches and all parties and members of this House for their support of this legislation. I move that the bill be now read a second time.
The question is that the bill be now read a second time. Those in favour say aye.
Aye.
Those against say no. I think the ayes have it. The ayes have it.
A bill for an act to amend the Road Traffic Act 1974 to enable the impounding and confiscation of vehicles in certain circumstances.
Now that you've seen the students present a role play, why not have a go yourself? You can download some really interesting role plays from our website based on actual legislation, or you can book a tour and do the role play right here in the Parliament. And one of you will get the chance to play the speaker and sit here. We hope to see you soon.